We love to talk about music on arrow.net, ARROE.net. All right, let's do it. Let's play it forward. These are real people, real stories, the struggle to play it forward. Episode number 460 is with Joe Mansman from the Midnight Revival Band.
Cool. Arrow, how are you?
Doing very well. How about you?
Good. I'm actually about to jump into rehearsal here.
I was going to say, I thought I heard it sounds like some guitars in the background.
Yeah. Somebody got my guys dialing in an amp.
So now, when you say that you're about ready to go into a rehearsal, you getting ready to go out on the road then?
No, not at the moment. Well, we've got plans to go on the road this fall. Right now, we're promoting our single with just a couple of local and regional gigs from where we are. Just getting a little bit of heat behind our song and then hitting the road in the fall. Absolutely.
And that heat it's going to heat up pretty fast because the song Take It Easy is very attractive. I got to ask you, do you guys get to the hook of this song really fast? I mean, is that the way the music world is changing where it's like get to it so they can sing with us?
Yeah. So, back in the, 50s, 60s, because of this, the size of vinyls and how much audio that they can hold, bands would typically limit their singles to about 2 minutes. In the 70s and 80s, when there was a whole lot more money to be made in music, bands, were getting away with, 7-8 minutes sometimes. Look at Freebird, for example. Mm-hmm. But it's since, with the rise of, the digital music world, people have shorter attention spans again. So yeah, bands now are kind of putting things out that are, 3-4 minutes. But with this song in particular, the actual version of the song is over 6 minutes long.
Wow.
What people are hearing right now on Spotify is our radio cut.
Mm-hmm. Well, and I love the way that you have put that guitar right there in the very beginning, because so much music has been lost because guitars have been taken out of the persuasion here. And it's just so fascinating to see how you guys are doing it.
Yeah, thank you very much. We have two fantastic players. We have my brother Alex, who plays guitar, and then we have Dollars. And they're both fantastic musicians. And that song actually has a whole lot of lead work on it, a lot of stuff that we cut out for, a radio version of it. But I'm not sure if you've seen the video for the song yet, but our music video for it features the full version.
Yeah. The bathtub, man, that's like one of the superstars of the movie.
Yeah, that was our good friend, Jexka Veritas. She is an alt tattoo model, and she did a video with us last year around this time, actually, for a song called Renegade Love. And she was amazing in it. We did like a Breakfast Club kind of vibe, and we called her back in for this one. But that whole tub scene, what an amazing thing that was. Just how it turned out was awesome. But that whole 30 seconds of it that we show, that whole ordeal took almost 2 hours.
Jesus.
We put that tub out in the swamp, man.
What's so fascinating about the video is that it's like you guys went back into old school metal and said, hey, look, let's do it like Whitesnake did it. Let's go do it this way because people need to talk about this video. That's how we're going to get them to follow us.
Yeah. Actually, the way that even came about, we actually had a completely different treatment for that video because we were going to shoot it back in February, and we had some lineup changes which caused that to get delayed until early April. But by the time that we had gotten around to wanting to give it a second try, I changed the treatment only the week before, and then we executed what you see in just a couple days time.
Wow. Your vocals on the song, dude, did it fall right into place, or was it something that you had to go in there and kind of work a little bit? Because it is spot on and it matches everything else that's going with this song.
Wow. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you. It's I guess kind of easy for me when I step into a vocal booth. I've been a singer for a long time. I've been in and out of bands, for close to 20 years. And I've always been placed in the role of lead singer somehow. I'm actually a bass player.
Wow.
But But I somehow always ended up in the lead singer role, and it's just a lot of time developed, singing songs. This tune went through a lot of changes. I mean, before we even tracked its final version, we must have demoed it 6-7 times, and there were always some melodies that changed vocally, around this song. And then when we did finally step into the studio to do it, we had a fantastic producer, Brandon Kapoor, who himself is a great singer, who coached me through a couple of things here and there. But, we tracked that whole song in just 2 days.
Okay, I was gonna ask you about Brandon, because Brandon is known for his ear, his vision, his path. I mean, what's it like to work with him?
He's awesome. I mean, he is himself a very, very honed musician. Mm-hmm. He's an amazing singer, great keys player, and our previous records we had often just kind of done on our own, and this was the first time that we had stepped into a studio in 8 years maybe, and we picked the perfect guy for the job because the band did want to go in a more melodic metal direction. We've been dabbling in the whole glam rock thing now for the past 2 years, and it's still kind of a little foreign to us. We came from a Southern rock background, and dabbling in this was, hearing like shimmering keys and wanting more shimmering vocals. Like he was the guy that was able to kind of see that vision and make it come to life for us.
With you talking about coming from that Southern rock background, now that explains a lot, because one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about is that this can't be just a rock song. This has to be an adult top 40 song as well. Are you going to push it to that level?
That's the hope, man. We just started seeing that, we're being picked up on, rock radio in Philly and Phoenix and in New York. And so the idea is that, yes, we're trying to push it to popular radio. Yes.
Being from that upstate New York area, I mean, you guys have got some big roots up there in that part of the world. I mean, do you feel like there's some weight on your shoulders saying we still have to represent?
Yeah, absolutely. We're kind of, we've been staples of, the scene now since we were kids. We're in our late 20s, early 30s. And, we've been in and out of so many bands that have done so many things. And, a lot of us have, famous friends who've gone on to do amazing, amazing things, like touring with Skynyrd, for example. And, so we come from a really cool, talented area of upstate New York. We're 40 minutes past Albany. And there's a really, really thriving music scene out this way. And, with the Southern rock background, we're mountain people, we live in the mountains, we used to be, really enamored by bands like Lynyrd Skynyrd and Maylene and the Sons of Disaster and Crowbot and bands like that who, had a really deep blues rock influence. And a lot of our early records, were very much in that vein.
Well, you're storytellers. I mean, even Dolly Parton will tell you the people from the mountains, that the only way they could get the news out was they would create songs, and it would go from one town to another town.
Yeah, that's the way to do it, man. And as far as storytelling goes, I don't try to necessarily tell a story through a song, but there's like a subconscious thing that happens sometimes where, you might write a song that, it means something to you at that moment, but might mean more to you at a different time. And I guess that's what they say about songs being open-ended, like it could take on a different meaning to anybody at any time for any situation. I think that's why people emotionally attach themselves to songs that they hear during certain life situations, for example,
So now, with a song like "Take It Easy," have you guys thought about where does it fit on the playlist? Do you do it early? Do you do it in the middle? What happens?
So we've been playing it out for 9-10 months maybe, and it typically lives in the middle of a set.
Yep.
However, a couple days after the song, we finished tracking the song. We played a sold out show with Dokken, and we only had a 25-minute time slot, and we decided to close with that song. Just, we kind of like to read the audience a little bit at shows, and And we closed with Take It Easy, and it went over so well. I mean, it was one of those tunes for us that like, it stops the room.
Yeah,
you know, like even if you're a band nobody's ever heard of, and you know, people are there to see the headliner, they don't necessarily care about, you know, the opening band who's got 15-20 minutes, but that's that song that gets the room to stop for us.
Yeah, because it like I said in the beginning, I mean, the hook of the song is so attractive that it gets you involved with the song. You're not just sitting there listening to it live. All of a sudden, you're going, "What the hell is this? Man, this has my attention."
Wow, thanks, man. That's a big compliment. Thank you very much. And you know, again, that's not what it was meant to be. You know, we don't go into songwriting necessarily with that attitude, but you know, we're really happy that you know, we landed all the markers on this one, I suppose. And you know, no regrets. We're so happy with how it came out.
Did you guys all get to be in the studio at the same time, or was it one track at a time?
We were all in the studio at the same time,
nice.
And that is how we record things, one track at a time. But you know, when we do studio sessions, the entire band is typically there.
Yeah. Well, see,
everybody has input on every little thing.
Yeah. Well, you've got to have that eye-to-eye contact. I mean, that's the thing that's hurting radio right now, is that everybody's still remote doing their jobs at home, and if whoever your partner is in radio, you can't see their facial expressions.
Yeah, no, I agree. That's actually one of the things that bothers me about, you know, the digital music age, is that, like, you know, albums and things like that are being recorded, you know, where the band members, you know, they're halfway across the country, and they're just sending each other tracks and putting albums together that way. I am still an advocate for bands being together in one room and making those things happen. And, you know, whether you are the primary singer-songwriter, you know, humbly taking input from everybody, and everybody collectively putting something together. Because in the end, especially if you're out on the road playing these songs night after night after night after night, you want that song to mean something to your players too, not just to your audience. You want your players in the bands to have an emotional attachment to them. I mean, even if they didn't write those lyrics, you want that to mean something to them, and involving them on every single step of the creative process is extremely important. Always has been to me.
The new Elvis movie, which is put out by Baz Luhrmann, is out. They show a side of Elvis that we didn't get to see, which was the blood, sweat, and tears. And that man was in pain many times when he was on that stage. Have you seen it yet?
I haven't, no, but I've been meaning to. I'm a big Elvis guy.
Yeah.
Actually, my keys player, Chris, his part-time job is actually he plays with Elvis.
Oh man.
So. Yeah, he travels around the country doing keys for Elvis.
Oh, well, see, and there's one. That's what I love about these movies nowadays, is that they're finally telling the truth of what you guys go through on a day-to-day basis. And even when Elvis, before he became Elvis, they're showing him out there on the road and the struggles and what's required of what you guys have to do. It's almost like being on a minor league baseball team bus.
It's true. It's definitely not, you know, the fantasy life sometimes, especially when, you know, you really depend on, you know, hey, that $50 to throw into your gas tank and feed 6 guys. But, you know, it is what it is, you know, labor of love.
So what's the website where people can go and find the song, find out more about you guys, and start buying some merchandise?
So the main hub where you can find everything on our band is the midnightrevivalband.rocks. And that'll, you know, that's got links to all of our social media sites. We're literally on everything. You know, we use Facebook and Instagram for the most part. But, you know, people can subscribe to our YouTube channel where they'll find the video now. This is actually the first video that we've released on our own in a while. We've typically had, you know, bigger channels, usually like European, like hard rock channels, you know, would typically release our videos for us. But this is the first one we've done on our own in a couple years, and it was a good decision to do that. But yeah, the midnightrevivalband.rocks.
So what's it like to be in control rather than relinquishing control?
You know what? I don't really know. I've often had control of you know, my own music.
Nice.
And you know, in most cases, you know, I've done things with a couple of indie labels and things here and there, but I've never had problems getting the rights to my music back. You know, I've never had problems with, you know, like streaming royalties and things like that. I've never encountered that per se, but just, you know, being able to put something out and reach people without a whole lot of help is always good.
I love it. Dude, you got to come back to this show anytime in the future, especially when you guys hit the road. We need to get the word out there so people can know way ahead of time where you guys are going to be landing.
I appreciate it. Thanks so much, Arrow.
Well, you be brilliant today, okay, sir?
Thank you so much. Rock on, man.